There's the music. That means it's time for Animal Talk. Some of the best doggone pet people on the planet here to help you with your pets no matter what the problem is. Animal Talk, animaltalkradio.com. We want to thank you for taking the time to join the show. Here's another best of. Remember, Animal Talk, not for the weak, and it is for entertainment purposes only. Medical advice and dog training. Always seek medical advice from your vet and seek out professional trainers in your area. Here we go.
Here it is, Animal Talk.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs, cats, fish, birds, reptiles, animals everywhere. This is your show.
This rehearsal's going great. When's the show?
All right, take two. Let's do this opening over. But anyway, Brad.
Yes.
I turn to you to give us the animal joke of the week.
The bad animal joke of the week.
Oh, the bad animal joke of the week. Okay, go ahead. We're ready.
Okay, the bad animal joke of the week. There are 5 little piggies. The first piggy walks into a bar and asks for a glass of water. When he's finished, he asks the bartender where the bathroom is. The bartender says, to your left and down the hall. The second piggy comes in and asks for 2 glasses of water. When he finishes them, he asks the bartender where the bathroom is. He directs him to his left and down the hall. The third piggy comes in and asks for 3 glasses of water in the bathroom, too. The fourth piggy comes in and asks for 4 glasses of water in the bathroom. The fifth piggy comes in and asks for 5 glasses of water, but he doesn't go to the bathroom. The bartender was confused and asked him, I don't understand. The first pig asked for 1 glass of water and had to go to the bathroom, and you asked for 5 but don't need to go to the bathroom. How come? The fifth piggy replied by saying, don't you know the story? I go wee, wee, wee all the way home.
Oh,
That's the bad animal joke of the week.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is.
Brad, I want to know something. Are you writing these?
I didn't write that one.
Okay.
That one. He won't take responsibility for that.
I looked at bad animal jokes on the internet.
Yes.
And there's like 5 of them that we can actually read on the air.
And that's one of the 5.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the 5. Ouch. I'm not saying they're bad, mind you, but I'm saying
ones that
bad.
can be read on the radio.
It's time for a tricky trivia.
All right, Bradley, tell us how this works.
Okay, Mark's going to read a trivia question, and again, if you watch cable, if you watch one of those Discovery channels or something like that, you probably already know the answer. But Mark's going to read a question, you call in with the answer. If you are correct, you win a prize, a big prize, a great prize for your pet.
This is a triple header. You get 3 chances to win. Just answer one of these 3 questions.
Ooh. Okay.
So we could have 3 winners this hour.
Right on.
What's the largest species of tarantula? What is the only species of poisonous bird? And what kind of animals are Pinky and the Brain?
And they're not all the same answer. These are 3 different answers.
I'm pretty sure that there are 3 different answers.
Okay.
So what's the largest species of tarantula? What's the only species of poisonous bird? The only species of poisonous bird is going to be a tough one to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of animals are Pinky and the Brain? You know, I just want to kind of cover the whole.
In the brain.
The whole.
Sorry.
I knew somebody was going to sing that song.
I was trying not to.
You can't help but sing that.
No, you can't.
Pinky and the brain, 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 brain. Okay. Meanwhile, should we go to the phone and answer animal questions?
It might be
Hey,
a wise
that's what
choice.
we're here for.
All right, let's go to the phone. Sarah, welcome to Animal Talk. What can we do for you today?
Hi, I have a 9-month-old German Shepard with a plush coat, and I'm wondering if I need to get her groomed, and if so, how often?
You know, Plush is always so much better than the shag one.
When she said plush, I envisioned that she won them at the fair.
You know, the purple shag shepherds never go well in a house.
No.
They don't match
I
a
always
thing.
lose them on the tilt-a-whirl. Anyway.
Now, what do you think? Do you have any experience with the grooming part? Do you think?
Not really a whole lot of grooming. I know you can wash them every week. That's like the max, but I don't do a whole lot of grooming.
When I talked to a dermatologist, there's a dermatologist in our area, and he once said to me that you should really only really bathe the animals a couple times a year with a shampoo that's going to be stripping the coat at all. He says that you can give baths when they're dirty, especially with the German Shepherd. You can give them a light bath. But for a true grooming, you don't have to do it that often. He recommends in the spring and in the fall to get rid of the extra coat.
Right, well, that's what I I was concerned with because her coat is so thick, and with it being warm outside, I think she gets really hot easily. So
It's one of those situations. Again, as you say, the heat makes a difference, but also the coat helps keep things a little bit cooler too. So it helps from two standpoints. I would sure talk to groomers, see what they recommend. Talk to different groomers, see what they recommend. But I tell you what, I don't know. Maybe it's the area that I practice in, but I don't think many of the German Shepherds from my area spend much time getting under a hairdryer or reading a magazine at the groomers. So I would have a feeling that it's not something that's a big deal for them. I'd say 2 baths a year is probably the best bet, and littler baths to keep them clean.
And what they have a number of different kind of grooming solutions that you can get at the pet shops, at PetSmart, Petco, or any local pet shops that are spritzes that allow you to help you to comb the dog and brush the dog to get rid of the excess hair, and also kind of give the dog a little bit of perfuming to make the dog smell better, to get rid of some of the, wet dog smell or just dog smell.
yeah.
And those aren't bad because they also have conditioners in them that you're not putting a detergent on them. You're putting more of a conditioner, so it's not going to be taking all those oils off the coat and skin that they need so much.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your answers.
Well, thank you very much for calling.
Good
We
luck.
really appreciate it, Sarah.
Thank you.
I can't believe nobody's called on these. Come on. You guys are smarter than that out there. I know you are.
If nothing else, Pinky and the Brain should be answered.
Yes.
You can do it.
What's the largest species of tarantula? And I'll give you a hint. The word Goliath is in the name.
The biggin.
What's the only species of poisonous bird? Hint, it's from New Guinea. Big hint there, right? And what kind of animals are Pinky and the Brain?
They don't need a hint
if
for this
you
one.
need a hint for this one, you have no children.
They were on the WB.
No,
wasn't
I
it?
don't have. Hey, that's not fair. I don't have kids, and I know that.
Okay, you're not a nerd.
Yeah,
You won't know that if you...
children or childish, whatever one.
Yeah, if you're childish, you'll know this
Well,
one.
fine. Just be that way. Well, let's go and take the call from Kathy in Omaha. Hey, Kathy, welcome to Animal Talk. How you doing today?
Fine, thanks.
What can we do for you today?
I have 2 cats. They're 9 years old, and one of the cats seems to be having, he's marking, with little tiny bits of urine in these favorite little places that I don't want him to do this.
Has his manhood been removed?
You bet.
Good job.
Long time ago.
Good job. But the first thing we can talk about things you can do to help with the marking around the house, but such as putting food out, things like that. But one of the first things you want to do is make sure that there's not a health issue. Peeing around the house can mean that there's a urinary tract infection. It can mean that there's crystals in the urine. It can mean that there's other health issues like renal disease or even metabolic diseases like diabetes. So it's well worth it to get, if you do a urinalysis, get some urine checked by the vet, they'll be able to give you an incredible amount of answers just from that one single test. So it's really worth it. But if it turns out to be a behavioral problem, then there's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, absolutely, like Brad said, get the vet check first. But then what you're going to want to do is retrain them. Don't change the litter a lot. Keep it where the brand that it was.
Yeah.
Try
Don't
not
take
to,
the type of litter, but clean
Right,
the litter
clean
a
the
lot.
I was
litter.
going to say, I
Yep.
do clean it a lot.
What do you consider a lot?
Well, once a day.
Okay,
that's good.
Now, you need to fully empty, if you're using scoopable, you have to fully empty that at least once a week. That's the important thing. A lot of people don't think about that with clumping litter, but you have to do that. Feeding them where they're going. They won't eat where they urinate. That's kind of a general rule.
You put little paper plates where the cat is marking.
Just a little bit of food here and there where they're marking. And Mark's favorite thing, go through with a black light.
Yep, and
Find
where
all the places and clean them all up.
And a great thing to use to clean that with is go get the OxyClean from the store, from CVS or wherever they carry it. Put it in the hottest water you can stand to put your hands in. Put it in a squirt bottle, like a water bottle with a squirt nozzle on it, and really soak the area where that's been, because it'll take it out in the padding as well as in the carpeting. And then you can just blot that up. It removes it with a kind of a peroxide, an oxidization kind of a situation. And the black light will make it show up at night, make it show up, it makes it glow in the dark and orange wherever the cat is urinated.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's going to be scary, actually.
I'm afraid so.
And
What about those pheromone solutions?
That you don't have to do that. You'll be able to take care of it long before you get to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me ask you another question. How many litter boxes do you have?
3.
You may. Are they covered?
No.
Just try it with this first. If you just make the minor changes initially that we're talking about, you might be able to take care of your problem without having to do any of the other intense things like pheromones or changing litter boxes. The thing about cats is you do a few changes. If you do a whole bunch of changes at once, you don't know what worked. Do just one or two at a time. I bet you make a difference. It'll really work for you.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Does that help a little bit, Kathy?
I hope so. I'm tired of it.
Well, if it doesn't work this week, call us back. We'll keep. There's a lot of different things you can try. Let's try one at a time, and we'll eventually help you solve this problem. How's that?
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, Kathy.
Green alligators, long-necked geese, humpyback camels, and chimpanzees. Oh, sorry, just doing a little inventory. We're back with more animal talk. Mark, you got your hands on a cat hole there?
I have my hands on a cat hole.
Oh, Lordy.
Jim Owen, welcome to Animal Talk. How you doing today?
Thank you.
Jim is the inventor and creator of the world's first cat hole.
Well, maybe. Okay.
Now, a cat hole is a very, very unique product. Jim, I guess you'd basically call it a inside door for a cat. Allow them to get from room to room through interior doors.
Exactly.
Whether they're opened or closed.
Yep, that's it. Pet door for cats for internal doors. Yeah.
It puts the hole kind of like if you consider a mouse hole, which was
Like an arch.
Like an arch. There you go. And it also has a brush that goes into it that allows the cat to rub up against it, take off any excess fur, and also for the cat just to enjoy it. And if you happen to have a cat that for some reason doesn't like it, the brush is removable. But that's rare for a cat not to enjoy to rub up against a brush or something like this. But with cats, there's nothing 100%. And it's removable, so you can take it out and put it back in. You can clean the hair out of it, wash it. We were having a discussion with Donna on whether it was dishwasher safe. We're not quite sure of that. Why anybody would want to know whether it was dishwasher safe or not, we haven't quite figured out with Donna. But that's why Donna is now an Animal Talk Show host, because she's not right. What brought you to find a need to make the cat hole?
We, like many people, wanted to keep our litter box in the basement, and we were leaving the basement door cracked open to do that. And on one occasion, the door closed, and
the cat used the living room for the litter box.
Yeah. And then later on, we had grandchildren, rugrats running around the floor, and so we wanted to keep that basement door closed. So I came up with the idea of cutting a little arch in the door initially, and what I found was the cat going through that arch would rub, and the cat hair would collect on the edge of the door. So I thought, well, why not make it so that it's decorative, and so we came up with the decorative arches, and then came up with a brush that would insert to remove, to pick up that loose cat hair.
It looks like it's so simple that it's the genius of it, because it pops out. It looks like Steven Tyler's toothbrush, really, but it's just a great idea. It's just a wonderful idea.
Now, these are available on the internet?
Yeah, we have cathole.com on the internet. Plus, right now we have about 12 pet catalogs
that are carrying
it.
And what does something like this typically retail for?
They retail at different prices depending on the catalog, but in the range from $28 to $35.
Oh, that's very reasonable. I tell you what, it's a great product, folks. And today, because he's a guest on Animal Talk, and because we've asked him in public, he's giving away a cat hole in this hour of the show, just like he did last hour. It's really great that we can pretty much use extortion on our guests to give prizes away, and we're glad to do it. But this is a great product. But the people that get the cat hole have to write us back and tell us how they like it and how well it works. So
we're going to come get it.
Yes, exactly. We're going to take it off your door, and we're going to repossess it. I tell you what, this is really a great idea and a great product. I think that this has some great potential for cat owners. You've been nice enough to give us one, and we've wanted to put a litter box into our utility room, but we didn't want the utility room door open all the time. So now we're going to go put this in, and we're going to see how I am with a saber saw.
Ooh, get the ambulance standing by.
No, my wife's shaking her head. We're going to see how well my brother-in-law does with a saber saw.
I was going to say, have the ice waiting right by you. Just slap that finger.
They don't give me tools.
They install fairly easily, and they will work in either a Luan door, which is the hollow core door, or the solid 6-panel doors.
Actually, you installed one in a device here that's in
It's
and a hollow core door, the Luan doors, which actually is great. I mean, it looks easy enough that I'd even try it, which is kind of scary.
20 to 30 minutes typically to install. The most difficult part of the installation is we recommend that you remove the door. So you need to remove the hinge pins on the door. And once you've got the door off, it's easy to trace the little arch that needs to be cut out and install it. And then you put the door back on.
Great product. Jim, thank you very much so much for being here on Animal Talk with us and sharing this product with us. I think it's just a super product. People should check out cathole.com. I think you should deserve an award just for naming it the Cat Hole. I think it's one of the greatest names for a pet product I've ever heard.
Well, thank you for having me.
Another reminder, cathole.com. Important place to go. If you have a cat.
There'll be a link to it up on our site.
And you'll see pictures of me with the cat hole, and you need to see that.
They're priceless.
Yeah, it's like that
cat
commercial.
hole, $28 to $35.
Pictures of Mark with the cat hole, priceless.
That's right.
Okay, fine. On that note, let's go to Laura. Hey, Laura, welcome to Animal Talk. How you doing?
Oh, just great.
So you want to take a shot at one of the trivia questions, huh?
Yes, the easiest one.
Okay, what's the only species of poisonous bird? That's the easy one. I take it you don't know that one.
No, not today.
Okay, what not today? Because tomorrow you would. It just, Sundays are not your day to know that. Okay, what kind of animals are?
Go ahead.
What kind of animals are Pinky in the Brain?
Laboratory mice.
You are so correct.
I thought you'd ask a harder one, like what are Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, okay. What kind of animals are Ren and Stimpy?
You all don't know?
I know.
Well, you brought it up.
We want to make sure you know.
One's a hyper chihuahua, and one is a stupid cat with a brain the size of a walnut.
Wow.
And they also pass gas in bathtubs and watch the bubbles come up. It's cool. Intellectual cartoons.
So
That's
you,
half our on-air staff, too.
So you guys, you skipped the Discovery Channel this week. Watch the Cartoon Network, Mark.
Actually, I don't have kids, so I'm kind of surprised
That's okay. I don't either. And I knew that one.
Pinky and the brain, put you on hold and get your information. I'm sorry. I'm back.
He's back to the singing again.
Wow.
All right. You know what? I can't believe this. We had the phones all lit up to answer trivia questions. When the cartoon question goes down, the phones go dark.
Wow.
Okay. So in other words, we're trying to say we have a cartoon audience? All right. What is the largest species of tarantula? Somebody out there knows this. And what's the only species of poisonous bird? I must admit, these are difficult. These are difficult questions, but I believe.
You gave a clue earlier about that one. You should reiterate your clue about the first one, about the tarantula.
Yeah, it has Goliath in it.
And would it possibly do something to the second question? What is it? It might consume.
Yes,
That
it
answers the
could
second
eat
question.
the only species of poisonous bird.
Okay, so there you go. So there's some clues for you.
Yeah, well, actually, it wouldn't because one's in Asia, New Guinea, and one's in South America.
If there was an accident at the zoo, Mark.
Okay.
Play the what if game.
Okay, it's a Goliath blank eating spider.
All right.
There you go. Okay, what's the only species of poisonous bird? It begins with a P.
All right. Pigeon?
Let me give you
Those are nasty things,
Let-
man.
let me give you a clue. I'm reading it and I still don't know the answer. Oh my lord.
All right.
Well, why don't we answer pet questions instead of doing the so we can help you right away. Let's go to Leslie. Hey, Leslie, welcome to Animal Talk. How you doing?
Just fine.
Okay, what is the only species of poisonous bird?
I'm probably wrong because I was on here to answer Pinky and the Brain.
Oh.
But I'm going to say Pitohuis.
Yeah, the Pitahui bird. Congratulations. Somebody has access to Google.
I think I'm wrong, but it's the Pitahui bird.
Pitahui, yeah, I think I'm wrong, but it's the Pitahui bird.
I'll just guess.
Now the way
For a loop, I was on there to get the brain question.
everybody went to Pinky in the Brain. That's just the way it is. The Pitahui bird, the reason it is poisonous is the same reason the poison dart frogs are.
Oh.
A big part of its diet are ants, and the formic acid in the ants end up getting into the bird's flesh. So if you eat the bird's flesh, it'll kill you. And it's their in the coloration in their feathers lets pretty much
so it's
no
not
predator.
gonna peck you and you're gonna die.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have fangs. It's like
I was getting
Those
these
retractable
you know,
fangs inside the
crikey.
beak.
Look at this one. It's a beauty.
I was getting these nightmare visions of like monstrous birds coming to get me.
And the thing is too is that what a great self-defense mechanism that if you eat me you die. Boy, that'll get them.
Well, see, instead of working for the individual, I think it works as the species because then
Take one for the team. Yeah. Great.
Well, what ends up happening is all these birds get the reputation of being the bad birds. It's kind of like being in a gang.
Don't eat that. That didn't sit well with George. Those just don't sit right.
Oh, fine. All right, Leslie, we'll put you on hold and get your information, and we'll get you your prize, all right?
Okay.
Thanks for calling. What do you got there, Brad?
I have emails.
Well, let's do an email.
Okay.
Well, we got calls coming in. We'll get to them in just a second, but
Okay.
we're kind of working our way through them. They're coming in fast and furious.
Okay. Dear animal peoples,
We be here. The peeps be here.
we wonder if you know anything about leopard geckos. We have a water dragon, but we're thinking of getting a leopard gecko also, and we're wanting to know what size of vivarium they need. We have a vivarium lying empty at the minute, 2 foot by 1 foot, and we're wondering if it would be big enough as a temporary home, as we were planning on building a vivarium from scratch for our water dragon, and could also a separate home for a gecko. Oh, people. Any help would be great. Thanks in advance. That's from Brenda.
Okay, that is big enough to keep your leopard geckos in temporarily.
2 by 1 foot.
Yeah, you could keep one leopard gecko in there. Double that size, 2 leopard geckos would do just fine. Leopard geckos are very small. They're only about 5 or 6 inches long at most. They don't take up a lot of space. They're not big migratory type critters, so that should be just fine for your leopard gecko. So take care of that, and you should do just fine.
Is your hair unmanageable? We can help you pen that squooey wabbit here on Animal Talk.
Hey, Kathy, welcome to Animal Talk. What can we do for you?
Hi. I was walking down the street the other day, and I saw these 2 birds in a big cage.
Were they in a bar? I thought it was a joke. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They're outside a business, and the business, the birds are owned by the guy who owns the business. Okay, now the birds are... I didn't put my hand near them or anything because, you're not supposed to do that. But I stopped and talked to them, and then I went in and talked to the owner.
Were they talking back to you?
Well, one of them did say hello.
Okay.
What kind of birds are they?
Well, they were gray with beautiful orange tail feathers.
Oh, so probably an African gray.
African gray,
Yeah, African gray. And so I talked to the owner, and he was friendly. And one of the birds has one eye, and the one that has one eye also has his feathers out from his neck all the way down, pretty much gone on the front.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it to the owner, and he said, well, I guess I don't pay enough attention to them. Then I talked to a neighbor of mine who has a beautiful peach-colored cockatiel, cockatoo, whatever. And he knows this man who owns these 2 birds. And he said if the feathers are gone from the neck, that means the other bird is pulling them off. But if it's from further down, the bird himself was stressed in pulling them out. So, how are you supposed to help a bird like this when the owner is too uncaring and insensitive, obviously, to do what it takes for the birds? I mentioned your show. He might be listening. And I told him about your website to, that he could go on there and try to get an answer from you about what's wrong with his bird.
Well, I tell you what, from a distance, there isn't a whole lot you can do.
Yeah. This is one of the great frustrations, and I think, Donna works as a technician in a clinic, and this is one of the great frustrations in veterinary medicine is that you see things happening that an animal is not getting the attention it deserves, and there's very little that you can do about it. And as a layperson, there certainly is very little you can do about it, because is it technically mistreating the bird? Not really. It's just that he's ignoring the bird. He's feeding them and taking care of them to that aspect. But this is a bird that just needs some more attention, needs some things to do, the feather plucking is usually a sign of stress. Yeah. And so it's so again, just doing things like switching the cage, putting different things in the cage.
More toys.
Just putting in branches even can make a huge difference. So it's not that the person has to do a whole lot. It's just something. Now, could there be something else like mites? Could there be something else going on? They are outside. Sure. But most likely, if just do some minor things, they can take care of it. One thing you can do is you can talk to the guy and say, hey, look, I would really like this bird to be taken care of. There's a problem here. Can we, is it possible I could have the bird or something along the line? A lot of times people will do that because they want what's best of the bird, and it's not that they don't want to do it. It's just they don't have time.
Well, I'm told he's had these birds 20 years, and he keeps them inside his shop in the winter to keep the shop nice and warm. Mm-hmm. But apparently he just puts them out on the sidewalk so whoever walks by might talk to them, which is very rare somebody walks by because it's a neighborhood.
And it could be just the fact that he's taking them outside after all that time in the side could cause stress in the bird. Mm-hmm. And a bird that becomes a feather picker is sometimes very difficult to deal with anyway. But, Kathy, we appreciate your calling. Thank you very much. Let's go to Lee. Hey, Lee, welcome to Animal Talk. How you doing?
Leah?
You there, Leah?
Yep. Okay, I'm here. Yeah.
All right, Leah. What is the largest species of tarantula?
Is it the red-haired Goliath?
What?
Didn't you say the Goliath bird-eating spider?
It's darn close. It's close enough. It's government work. What do we care? It's close enough.
It's a Goliath bird-eating spider. Congratulations, Leah. So you're the winner. We'll put you on hold and get your information. And
especially in a thunderstorm like that, you have to take care of her.
Absolutely. Let's go to Courtney. Hey, Courtney, welcome to Animal Talk. What can we do for you today?
Yes, I have a cat that is 9 years old, and I recently just got married and moved into the house, and we have new furniture and new carpet and everything, and I just don't know if I should get him to claw because I don't want him to ruin anything. What would you recommend?
Has he started clawing already?
Yes, at my mom and dad's. He's living there right now.
And so, well, that's one of the things I always talk about when I have people with kittens at my clinic. I always say, if you're going to have a declaw done, have it done at a young age because at 2 months, at 4 months, it's better than 6 months. At 6 months, better than a year. So, yes, it is something that would be a good idea to do now rather than at 10 years old or 11. Or face the other consequence, which is, remember, the number one cause of death of cats every year in the U.S. is euthanasia from behavioral problems like scratching up furniture. So it is something that you can look at doing. There are alternatives out there, but none of them work as well as declawing, unfortunately. Again,
kitten mittens? No, not really cutting it.
Not really. There are things. There are things like little pads they can put over the nails, but they tend to come off pretty easily as a rule.
And there's a product out there called Sticky Paws that you can put on certain pieces of furniture and places you don't want the cat to go. But that's only going to work on wherever you put it. And somehow I don't think
move to another area.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. When you got a cat that's clawing that much.
Yeah, but the thing is with vets now, again, the declawing. There's pain medications, pain patches we put on. We make it so that it's as less painful as it's ever been. I know it has this ugly image, and it's not. Nobody wants to do a declaw, but I would rather do a declaw, as I say, than be looking at the other alternative, which is someone getting rid of their pet or putting down their pet. Because of the situation. So, yeah, it certainly is a troublesome situation. Whenever you switch a cat's environment, they're sure to react somehow. And, again, talk to your vet about alternatives first. But I tell you what, if you're thinking of doing it, get it done as soon as you can so that we're not even older. And
I have another cat that is declawed, and we got him declawed at an early age.
That's great.
We were always afraid the other one was still too old.
Yeah, it's certainly, as I say, they're never too old to get it done, but they get to a point where you don't necessarily want to get it done. So
does it take longer to heal then?
Sometimes they limp a little bit longer, but again, with the new pain meds out there, they do just fine.
Let's go to Mary Jo. Hey, Mary Jo, welcome to Animal Talk. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing fine.
Very good. What can we do for you today?
Well, I was calling about the African gray that was plucking their feathers.
Sure.
That's pretty typical at an African gray when they've reached sexual maturity, and certainly if that man has had those birds for 20 years, they're at and almost past sexual maturity. African grays are the most intelligent of all the parents, and they need to be stimulated. However, by putting new toys in their cage, that can actually throw them into a tizzy where they pluck their feathers.
Correct. You never know what stimulus is going to go to do what with a bird. We just lost line.
Buzzing sounds.
Yeah.
Very bad for birds. Well, no, what we're saying with Mary Jo, we just we're having some phone snafus today, so anyone on hold, we're sorry.
Yes.
But the thing about it is what we're getting at is birds need constant stimulation, and a way you can do that is just moving things around in the cage. Anything to do that to keep their mind stimulated. And African greys are very smart birds. They pick up sounds wonderfully. Mm-hmm. And by doing that, not necessarily throwing a toy at them or something like that, but just getting them something new.
Well, you never want to throw a toy at them.
No. And realize the person who called in with the African greys, they're not her birds. And that makes it extremely difficult to do anything. If you can adopt the birds, or if you care about the birds enough, offer to come in and work with the birds. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you're really kind of in a rock and a hard spot kind of a position.
Yeah. And we get frustrated by this too. I mean, how many times, again, and not necessarily, I mean, in practice, how many times have you seen an animal that you've wanted to just take away from the owner and take care of yourself?
Too many times to count.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very frustrating thing, and you have my every sympathy for that. But again, just talk to the owner. Maybe you can make a difference.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Brian. Hey, Brian, welcome to Animal Talk. What can we do for you today?
Yeah, I have a 1.5-year-old golden retriever, and we just got him fixed because it was supposed to calm him down. Mm-hmm. And he's a brute. He just wants to be loved all the time, and he's always jumping on you.
Mm-hmm. I have an uncle like that.
Welcome to the world of golden retrievers, huh, Donna?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no guarantee with neutering, first of all. You need to understand that. That's not going to be a guarantee to calm down your dog. The best way to calm down your dog is to work with him, do some training. You're going to need to get in touch with a basic obedience trainer in your area and really work with him. A lot of times they just like the companionship. They like to be with you. When he starts to jump, you need to change that. Make him sit. And then you'll pet him.
Yeah.
Change that behavior. Don't just...
And at 1.5 years old, isn't a golden still really a puppy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of energy at this age.
Yes, they do.
And a neuter, it's not like they come home dragging their rear end and
not at all.
doll and all that. First off, it's going to take a while for the hormones to clear, but secondarily, it's a learned behavior. Mm-hmm. So you don't see that great a change. You're just taking the fuel off the fire a little bit.
Right.
So you're still going to see the same behavior. It'll probably lessen over time, probably within the next year or so. You're going to see a dog that's more mellow, more quiet, that more fits your personality. But again, training is never the wrong thing. And these guys love training.
Oh, they do. Yes. They get so much enjoyment out of it.
Basic obedience is the way to go, Brian, to get your dog under control. The website is animaltalkradio.com. Thank you very much for being here today, and thank you very much for listening to the Animal Talk Radio Network. Have an exotic week and kiss your wild thing for me.
Bye-bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
If we take them there. Bye-bye.